November's top tips for defense counsel, right? One of the things that you're going to want to do, first of all, fist fight your client. Every opportunity.
All the time.
Step one, they're not being completely straight with you. If you best them in physical combat, you will be able to represent them more effectively.
Also, crucially, this movie has another top tip, which is that if you have PTSD, the way you get out of it is to get in a fight. Because they get in a fist fight with each other.
Specifically, get drunk and then fist fight.
Exactly.
Yes. Based.
And so Samuel L. Jackson gets out of his PTSD about having massacred 83 people. Tommy Lee Jones gets out of his PTSD about Vietnam and about feeling like insecure that he's not enough of a Marine. And they end up with, this kind of understanding between them. And Tommy Lee Jones, November's top tips for defense counsel. Number 2, Tommy Lee Jones gets up, opening submission, and says, I am a huge pussy and a terrible lawyer, and I have just shit and pissed on myself.
Genuinely no word of a lie in like as many words. His opening statement is, no less than 10 minutes ago, I was crying and throwing up on account of we've got no evidence, but I believe.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Don't say that.
His opening, if this guy was my lawyer, I'd be like, can I have another lawyer?
Could the state provide me a different lawyer, please?
What you want to do is like really slam dunk the like incompetent representation thing.
Yeah, like he's just like at this point, like he establishes from the beginning, and this is the theme for the trial, is that he's mounting a very aggressive vibes-based defense, and that's all that he has. And I think at this point, I write in my notes, I've got 40-something minutes left in this. God in heaven, give me strength.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Guy Pearce's opening submission is he ignored the rules of engagement. Which is weird because aside from the title, we have no evidence anyone ever set any. That's something that he should do or be aware of. And it's just like, no, just go in, I guess. Again, as a lawyer, right, defense counsel top tip number 3, do your own investigating. Go and see witnesses' families on your own. Don't tell anyone you're doing it. And then say, hey, you should probably testify. And then when they don't compel their testimony.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you want to, just threaten them a little bit. Blackmail them a little bit. Try to. That's totally fine.
By the way, her young son who got rescued from the embassy, it wants to be a troop when he grows up, unlike Tommy Lee Jones's woke gay son. Finally, at long last, they put Samuel L. Jackson on the stand. And they ask him what happened, and he replays in his mind the racist nightmare from the tape.
This is fucking hilarious.
That we've seen is like actually on the tape.
Yeah, this is where we reveal
Yeah.
the girl like raising the gun up.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my god.
Yeah.
They teach their children to hate.
At this point, I still think the movie is good, so I'm like, oh man, he's gone off the deep end. Like, Samuel L. Jackson's crazy.
He's crazy. He's imagining that the whole crowd was like pulling up weapons and shooting at him. Like, there's a little girl holding the gun sideways. Like,
It's so unbelievable.
Yeah.
They do the Few Good Men thing where Guy Pearce is like, did you order the code red? And he's like, you goddamn right I did. Like, Guy Pearce is like, did you give the order to waste the motherfuckers? And Samuel L. Jackson's like, yeah, I did. And he shows them pictures of dead kids. He's like, are these the motherfuckers in question? And he's like, yes, goddamn it, I did.
Yeah.
yeah. And it's really good because like we get that whole speech and then we see him in the hallway afterwards with Tommy Lee Jones being like, I'm so fucking sorry that I said that, man. I really shit that up.
November's top tips for defense counsel number 3.
Fuck.
Then they introduce a surprise witness.
Yes!
The North Vietnamese officer who saw Samuel L. Jackson execute his radio operator.
Somehow, despite disclosure, comes as a surprise to the defense team.
Believable.
And there's even a hand wave line where Samuel L. Jackson's like, how did you not know they had a recording of me saying waste the motherfuckers? And Tommy Lee Jones is like, I told you I'm a really bad lawyer.
I'm doing my best, man.
I shit myself, dude.
You could also recut this as a dark comedy.
It's just like, you shouldn't have said all that shit in the fucking courtroom, man.
I'm really bad at my job.
So genuinely, the line of questioning with this officer.
Same movie, but we replaced the two heads with like Cheech and Chong. And it would be like, oh, why the fuck did I say all of that shit, man?
Also, Tommy Lee Jones's closing statement is like, look, it's not murder, it's combat. There is a tape which proves it, but I can't show you that tape because the US government would have you believe that this tape simply got up and walked out of the State Department. And he says it's actually insulting to say that this is murder because Samuel L. Jackson is a hero. And it's like, great, dude. Your closing argument is that you've got no
I got nothing,
evidence,
bro.
but your closing argument is, come on.
Yeah.
He gets up on his closing argument. He's just like, I was crying and throwing up just now before I came in, man. I'm so scared. I'm sweating. Oh, look at my hands. They're shaking.
This is me opening every live show.
Yeah, his closing argument is my client is a very special boy and it's birthday. He's just a little guy.
Yeah.
He's just a little guy. Come on, it's his birthday.